And you're live, so now you click over here on this window and get ready to do your intro.
Okay.
The very best of luck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Woke-Ass Wednesday. We kind of just threw stuff together today. We're going to start with Sancho's new video. First time watching it, so we'll see how good it is. Always is. It's been a longer day today. We have a fire that's like, how far away would you say? Probably like 15 miles or so, probably. Not a threat at the moment, but it's, it went from, within 4 hours, it went up to 1,680 acres. So it's a fast growing one, so we'll see what happens. Smoke's pouring in here.
We had a rough week.
Yeah, I had a rough week with a lot of things, so
we just kind of put some stuff together. It's most of the latest stuff from like most of the people that cover both things.
Yeah.
So the newest, freshest stuff.
Yep.
Good luck.
All right. So, and I know that you're in the chat room, Sancho. Hello.
You're gonna need headphones, right?
Yes.
Well, try it without, I guess. But probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. We'll try it without. All right.
Full. Make sure it's turned up.
Yeah. Okay, so full, like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get this going.
And I don't hate men.
Feminist.
And I don't hate men. Feminist. And I don't hate men.
You are a self-described feminist. What is a woman?
Why do you want to know?
I'm infinitely curious.
What's a man?
You're looking at one.
Oh, got it.
Leave it to Sancho. Let's get on with it.
Why do you want to know?
I'm infinitely curious.
What's a man?
You're looking at one.
Duh.
Okay, this guy, I've seen him covered quite a bit. It's pretty good with the stuff. I mean, it's pretty straightforward with this. So let's see what this is about.
Well, you see, it's really quite simple. It's funny you should mention, but the fact of the matter is, it's someone with X and Y chromosome. And I suppose a lot of testosterone as well. That be it natural testosterone.
Why do you think that that's important to you, what a man and a woman is?
So
do you treat men and women differently?
Well, you see, it's funny you should mention, but you see, contrary to popular belief, no strings attached, is that men have always treated women with respect, and self-proclaimed feminists, I'll show you right now, usually have men under their boot heel, whether you like to admit it or not.
Well, it depends in what context, though. Politically, no. Under the law, no. Should they be treated differently in societal customs and norms? Yes.
Why?
Like, we should open doors for women. We should honor and protect women. And
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Don't sign me up. I ain't gonna honor and protect anyone just because, man or woman. That sounds like self-sabotaging, to be honest.
women.
I want to honor and protect you, man. I want to honor and protect you, man.
I'm not buying it. If you want to help us, don't help us. I said it many times before, and I'll say it many times again. Feminists saying that they want to help men is like a Nazi saying that they want to help non-Aryan people. And that's the truth, and that's that.
Okay, great. Women are worthy of protection. Can you?
Well, see, part of it, too, is that a woman's idea of protecting a man is different. I mean, it's been generations and, like, eons that men have always provided and protected the women. I mean, tribals, that's how they work. The men, men do the hunting, the women get it, clean it, cook it, take care.
And we protect you through prayer and spiritual stuff.
Yes.
And just maintaining your health.
I mean, that's the way it's always been. So, for a woman to be like, oh, I want to protect you, that's just not right, and that's this new age.
I think it makes a lot of you guys feel really uncomfortable, too.
Yes, it does.
Can you tell me what a woman is since you're a feminist?
You're saying these things because you're trying to get a gotcha.
You're
Okay,
a feminist. Shouldn't you be able to tell me what a woman is?
I'm a feminist.
Isn't that probably
because-
important to feminism? What is the woman that you're trying to advance and protect? Isn't that
The best one on this is Matt Walsh for what is a woman. And I mean, it is such a simple yet out of this world question for most people.
Yeah. But when it goes to other tribes in other countries,
I know it's so simple, and their minds are blown with what is said.
they've said they never even encountered that in
Yeah.
all of their history because it's like because they actually have to because they're in harmony with nature and they're working for survival.
Exactly. That's just it. People here have been fighting for survival in a different way.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting for survival emotionally and
to pay your bills.
to pay your bills.
They put this fight or flight mode on the most basic of things like paying bills or going out socially or seeing if you're getting enough information from your friends on the internet and stuff like that.
Yes.
So you're always in this heightened sense of fight or flight, but they lack nothing. It's like they have food, they have shelter, they have
Exactly.
money, they have it really good compared to our ancestors.
Yeah.
So too much stuff, and too much time, and it brings a lot of other really weird worries.
It does.
integral
funny.
to? Is that the whole feminist project? The war
Asking
against.
what a woman is the only way that you can get a gotcha over everybody else. Why is it so important to you to define things in certain categories? How does that help your day-to-day life?
What other categories in the human species are there besides male and female?
Well, I just think that categorization is usually unhelpful when we're trying to improve society, right?
I have XY chromosomes.
Okay.
Can I give?
I love that. I think that labeling is just wrong when we're trying to improve society.
Well, everything has a label.
Yeah.
Everything has a name.
Everything is what it is. And there might be three different the genders. You have male, you have female, and then you might have the what's it called?
Intersex.
Intersex.
Which is like a deformity. Though.
Yes.
It's not like an idea. It's not a mental thing.
No.
It's like a physical deformity.
It is, yes. And usually they go more for one side than the other.
Right.
So usually you could still label them male or female.
Right. Because they usually identify as one or the other, and it's only people that are most recently having working parts, and they're saying that they're trans and everything.
Yes.
And it's like I have a full beard and I'm in a dress. I'm a trans woman. Do you want one?
So yeah, I mean that is pretty well what you can say on that.
Give birth.
Oh shit, dude, he just said what I said earlier. I mean, I have watched the TikTok at least once before, but I kind of forgot everything that happened.
No, you can't.
Bingo. That's why categorization matters.
And to be fair, and to finish off this section, despite what the woman has been saying in the TikTok, I'm going to show you guys some evidence that modern women, even though they don't say it, but they still expect certain things from us males, something that contradicts something that she would say usually. And you know what? Screw it. Why not some extra credit?
Sisters be like, chivalry is dead, don't you? Don't y'all feel that way? Like men aren't gentlemen anymore? That's right. Chivalry is dead, and women killed it.
Boy, do I have a real doozy for you. I can't wait to spill some shit, man. I'm so hungry.
Sometimes we need to practice feminism in small doses, which is why women on TikTok are popularizing the idea of microfeminism, a trend which, quote, encourages women to make the world a more equitable place through small, intentional daily gestures, like holding the door open for another woman or shoulder checking random dudes.
No, but this is my favorite act of microfeminism. So I'm on the sidewalk, on the correct side of the sidewalk, only taking out my...
If this doesn't make you think that this is a dead giveaway, I don't know what else to tell you to convince you that feminism is and always was anti-male. By the way, what's funny is that these feminists are saying stuff that other feminists would like to conceal and keep from the world. especially like the feminists from the previous TikTok that we reviewed. Meanwhile, they have all the privilege and power. This is what we're up against.
One little lane, and I'm walking to the car. And sure enough, there's a group of 8 young men walking towards me, taking up the entire sidewalk. They are taking up the entire sidewalk, and I just kept walking in my lane, and I literally walked into one of them.
If I run a man over in my car, is that macro feminism? Panelists, what are some personal acts of micro?
Yeah, people still wonder why the manosphere exists, more precisely MGTOW, men's rights, red pills, etc. As it wasn't obvious enough, feminism is and always was anti-male, despite what other feminists will tell you. With all that being said, I think it's safe to assume that these are definitely the real feminists. They don't hide their unreasonable contempt and sexism towards men.
Feminism you'd like to be recognized for? Patty?
Becoming a sister wife, but just to make girlfriends.
Is a man less of a man if he can't change a flat tire? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Is a woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
Got her ass there. Now it's time for a taste of equality. Bitch.
We're biased, we're women. No, that's not a good answer. Do you believe we're in a transitional phase between women being old-fashioned and being independent? Yes, we're already there. If so, what are we transitioning to? Feminism.
I hope we're transitioning to women and men being equal.
Yeah, right. You were more than equal to us. Us men and boys need to be equal to you.
We're transitioning
All right.
into a lot of women being.
Now on to that. Men and women can never be equal. It just cannot happen. Women, we're seeing it within the sports, as far as males becoming females, and then blowing the females out of the water in the sports.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it.
And
And
like physically equal?
what?
You mean like physically
Yeah.
equal? So we're all equal in the eyes of spirituality.
Yes, but I mean physically equal.
Yeah. And it probably even, I don't know about the wage gap situation, but it's like, because it seems like women make more than men in some areas of, the industries. Like modeling and everything, that's a lopsided thing. Fashion industry is a lopsided thing. That's all like leans toward women making more money. So,
Yeah.
it's like, it just depends, I think. So yeah, like when it comes to physical strength and material strength, it's like it's always going to be imbalanced and more in favor of men.
Yeah, because for sure the men, like physically, the men will always have it over, because there's just certain ways. I mean, you guys have certain strengths over us too.
But pain tolerance.
Yeah, for sure. A man cannot have a kid. I mean, they die.
Yeah.
I mean, the pain of that would kill us, literally.
It's just like not that big of a deal,
Yeah.
to us. So yeah, but like you were saying about the sports, though, you see that they're like 47th at best out of the men, right?
Yes.
And then they're like all of a sudden like top.
They're number one.
That's like that's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really hear.
I haven't heard much of it. I think you've been fine, Sancho, on the swearing. I really haven't heard much of it from you. So.
Being cat ladies.
You heard the man, but also their biological clocks are almost out of time.
Do you think a woman would be welcomed at a women's march if she's pro-life or has traditional values?
Nope.
So do feminists really care
Not
about all
nowadays.
women, or just the women who agree with them?
Feminists do not care about women.
So is it really about women's choice?
No, because it's not allowing each individual woman to decide for herself. It's not respecting each individual woman. It's conforming to a propaganda.
G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Since the invention
before we
of the
move on to
internet,
this
we've
one.
been exposed to
That was very good, Sancho. I really liked it. I mean, keep up that great work. We'll always show your content here. Go over it, review it.
I'm just saying that it just depends on the audience.
Yeah. Like I said, I really didn't hear much of it, so I couldn't hear his swearing.
I mean, the guy that you're about to watch right now swears an awful lot.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah,
And
Isaac.
We watch Lazy and he cusses a lot, and
Yeah.
they're doing okay. But I was just saying, like between the 25 to 40 demographic is probably your best.
Yeah.
Anything like below or above that, just casual soft customers crap down. You know, that's usually my general rule.
All right.
Yeah, this guy coming up, he cusses way more. So.
Oh yeah, and he's funny. I like him. He's Australian, right?
Yeah.
To some amazing things we thought we'd never see. And unfortunately, along with that comes people we never wanted to see. And that brings me to this video. Let's enjoy this beautiful compilation of people who think they're better than you, more progressive than you, and just downright the biggest wankers.
Those ones drive me nuts. I just got my first period as a trans woman. And it's like, you cannot get a period. Yeah, the hormones and stuff translated a different way.
Yeah, maybe.
And you can get something similar, but they cannot get. Yeah, they cannot get the periods in the true sense of what it is.
Right. I mean, all people feel the rise and the fall of the tide of the moon and everything. You know, it's like you get more achy when it's full.
Yeah.
You know, and when it goes to get, and that's like the basic premise of the menses cycle. If they're not bleeding, there's nothing to bleed from.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's the main thing. That's the marker.
And one of our guys just did a live, and we were watching it. And it was really good. We didn't get to see it all, but it was on Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk. Now they were talking, and one of the points came up about his son, who turned woman, right?
Yes.
And he was talking about the woke virus and how his kid died to the woke virus. He doesn't talk to him anymore.
Might be able to. I think JP covered that part.
I think so, but Elon, I love his work. I love what he does. He's really good with it, and he has devoted to destroying the woke virus.
Yeah, it calls it woke mind virus.
Yeah,
right?
woke mind virus.
Yeah. I mean, he doubt it.
He's also moving from California now to Texas, most of his places.
Because of the gender affirming law.
Yeah, because Governor Newsom.
Whatever. Politics. And Jordan Peterson is one of my favorites with commenting.
Yes.
He just does not care.
He tells it exactly how it is.
How he feels.
Uh-huh.
And what it is, and it's like he's so intense about it, but it's just like it's straight to the point. And yeah, so that was a really good one. It was on Jordan Peterson's podcast, so check that out.
Yeah, we get the opportunity. And Sancho said, "Okay, is there anything else I need for future videos?"
I think it's been looking good.
Yeah, I think it has too. I think you're doing really good.
Especially since you're getting them out like each week like that. That's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
Right.
Is to walk the earth. Enjoy this month's rendition of woke TikToks. Oh, and by the way, I'm on tour in Australia and America right now. Go and grab your tickets at isaacbutterfield.com.
Why not just take your child's assigned sex at birth and assume that will be their gender, and then just let them know if it's not, you'll support them when they come out?
Okay, so this person's read out a question that someone's obviously raised with them in the past. Why not just say, hey, my child was born with a penis or a vagina, they're a boy or they're a girl, and then raise them, and then if they want to change their gender later on, support them through that. Now that seems just a bit too logical for me, because you know what? I know I make videos about trans people and I question things that perhaps is the trans narrative, if you will. If my son or my daughter grew up and then decided as an adult that they wanted to be a different gender, then I would support them. If they grew up and they were gay, I would support them. If they grew up and they wanted to be a cyclist, which is, actually quite horrifying, I might support them. My point is, allowing a child to grow up without confusion is the best way to be a parent. Is that insane that I'm saying that? Surely not. Surely not. But anyway, I'm imagining that this person's going to disagree with that way of thinking.
This is a question I get asked a lot. And for those who are new to this channel, I practice gender-neutral parenting, which means I'm using they, them.
Which means you're confusing your children.
Yep.
All right? In the same way that if they grew up and you told them every day, hey, you can be a puppy if you want to. You can be a puppy. You can be a puppy. They're going to turn up at school and think they're a puppy. You're going to confuse them, mate.
Pronouns for my infant until they're old enough to let me know what pronouns they want to use. And generally try to use gender-neutral language and let them wear and play with and do whatever feels right to them.
Hey, let them wear and play with whatever they want. Just don't force it on them. Before we go any further, you're not going to believe what game I love to play. It's a game that has 4 million users, 250 million downloads, 800 plus champions, 16 factions, 1 million plus builds, and
I just gotta see what
30
game it is.
plus bases. I'm talking a game with constant monthly updates. You can use it cross-platform. You can play it. It's a boring game that no one cares about. And
Raid, it's called.
Starts off saying it's so great, and then it's a boring. Maybe it's talking about a different one.
.com and enter. Jeez, that's young to do this.
Feels right to them is mostly putting their own toes in their mouth.
Fair point. All right, none of this shit matters at 5 months, but in the next few months, in the next 12 months, this is where you're going to really form their brain into a brain of confusion.
But yeah, we definitely considered raising River as their assigned sex at birth. But we didn't decide to do that for a number of reasons. For one thing,
River's a terrible name, by the way.
Somebody's assigned sex may not actually fit into the binary that people are often used to.
And when they're an adult, they can choose whatever the fuck they want. God, don't do this to children. Being a kid, being a teenager is tough enough. Don't just fucking throw this shit at them.
Right? Like, intersex people exist.
Of course they do, but your child isn't intersex, are they? They were born with one. You were going to raise them one way because they were born with one set of genitals, not two.
But also, we talked to other people who raised children gender neutral.
In your echo chamber.
We took some classes, we did some thinking about it, and we decided...
Who is running these classes?
The best way to let our child...
Could you imagine these people that are running these classes?
...be a child was to practice gender neutral parenting.
No, that's not. That's indoctrinating them into a way of thinking.
Yes.
That's not allowing them to grow up how they want to grow up.
Because even if...
Okay, I fully agree with Isaac on that. That is complete indoctrination, and it should be illegal. I mean, you should be able to get your kid taken away for that. You know, by tricking your kid into like, oh well, you know, you're born a girl, but you're really a guy, and like treating them as such. Like,
right? No, I mean the child has to come to you and be persistent in coming to you with some sort of issue like that. And
you should be over 18 at least.
And then you work through. Like, I think you could socially transition them if they said that, so they could try it. You could support them that way.
Yeah.
But not medically in any capacity.
No.
You know, like even 18, like you said before, it was still young.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you can do about it. But like 25 would be ideal.
Yes,
like,
it would.
I can pretty much say that at about 25, stuff starts to kind of balance out, and you really don't have those sorts of like thoughts and issues so much anymore. It's like it does unravel.
Yeah.
And people don't give it that chance, or they're not given that chance. If they're not given that chance, then it's like child abuse.
Oh yeah, it is.
If you do a great job encouraging a child to explore their gender identity...
Even if you do a great job forcing your children to follow your politics. I think that's what you meant to say there.
What it's going to be sets them up into a very awkward dynamic where they need to be the ones to realize something doesn't fit, figure out what it means, put it into words.
Let kids be kids. Fuck, I hate this shit. As a dad now, it really does shit me that this is a way of thinking. Like, just let your kids have fun.
Yes.
Let them run around. Let them be stupid.
These days, a lot of people realize you really can't assume you're going to have a heterosexual child.
Who cares? That's got nothing to do with raising a child. Just let them be a child.
That's boring, you know.
Yeah, and you know we talked about it before on this subject, and a kid just needs to be a kid. Let them just be. There should be no male, no female. Just be who you are. Like you said, we wouldn't even talk about it until 9 years old.
Yeah, in our culture, it's like not even there is. That's just. I mean, we say he. Of course, we say he. And, you know, but it's not like you have only boy things. I mean, he used to paint his nails and he wanted to dye his hair because I did. And he liked sparkly things. And And then, like, around the age of 9, it started to phase out. And then he just started, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
becoming his own person.
Some boys like to be in dresses or like to be in high heels.
How are they gonna know if you're not like either not allowed or only pushed to do something like that? You know, it's like I just let them do what they're gonna do. There's no talk about what you're supposed to be until at least 9.
Exactly.
And then from 9 to 12, they pretty much fall into their identities.
Yes.
And then from 12 to 19, they learn how to become young men or young women, and then they get married, you know?
Do their own thing.
Yeah. Or travel or whatever.
Who they want to have sexual relationships with in 18 years doesn't matter. Deal with it then, or don't deal with it. They're an adult. Deal with it then. Obviously, people don't just have their first sexual experience when they're 18 like they do it younger and whatever. My point is, let them figure that shit out. Why are you involved in that at all?
And in fact, thinking about your child's future sexuality is kind of a weird thing.
Thank you.
Instead, you try to let your kid be a kid and let them know you'll love them no matter what.
You're not doing that. Yeah.
And then when they're old enough to figure out who they love and what that looks like, if they love anyone, then they can come to you and you can talk about it and you can have an age-appropriate conversation.
Hang on, you're going against what you've said. This is fucking bananas.
We are putting that same kind of practice in, but around
No,
gender.
not.
And people might point out, well,
What
it's
is
way
that?
more likely your kid will be queer than it would be for them to be trans.
Who even thinks about this shit? You said you got a 5-month-old. I've got a 15-month-old. The only thing we've thought about over the last 15 months is having that little dude healthy. All right, and playing and having fun and going out and walking in the mud and bringing sand in the house and
Being in
trying
nature.
not to fucking stick his hands in his shit.
Yeah. So, he's talking about having sand in his kid's hands and doing this and that, and then we have our son who would not touch anything like that.
It was so crazy because I was like raised outside, in nature, always in the dirt, always around animals. And from like the moment that he would do small crunches. I mean, he was like 6 months old. I tried to lay him down in the sand. He'd be like, like holding his head up because he did not want to touch the freaking dirt.
Yeah.
And he still kind of doesn't want to touch the dirt, but he does.
Yep.
He just doesn't like to touch the
Which he tries to do at the moment when you're changing his diaper or his nappy, wherever you're from in the world. All right? And Atticus, if you're watching this in the future, it's very annoying. Keep your hands away from it. It's gross. Anyway, moving on. Fuck the patriarchy. Interesting. This is Taylor Swift singing Fuck the Patriarchy. Now, This is a big crowd of people. A lot of young girls love Taylor Swift. A lot of older women like Taylor Swift too. And don't get me wrong, she's got some catchy songs. But I think the likelihood of you being an overweight, sad, 30-year-old woman really increases if you like Taylor Swift. Just saying. Why would Taylor Swift say fuck the patriarchy? You're like a billionaire.
Yeah.
You're the most famous woman alive. You have all of the money. No one's holding you down, babe. You're going to be all right.
We are going to do an ethnography on people who eat at Tate, the most basic.
Yeah. This is from Lives in TikTok. Pro-Palestine TikToker harasses random people eating lunch in a restaurant in DC in an unhinged video. He then calls them mediocre white people and says not to eat at this establishment because it's owned by devilish white people. Let's have a look.
Basic Israeli establishment in DC. Here we have some mediocre white people to start the day off.
That's very racist.
More mediocre white people.
Also racist. Imagine just replacing the color there in that sentence.
More mediocre white people. Thank you for the smile, sir. There. Mediocre white man. Hi.
And fat shaming.
Ma'am, can we ask you your stance on Palestine? Any stance, ma'am?
No.
No stance? No stances?
I wouldn't be able to help myself here. I'd have to fucking say something that would get me immediately cancelled.
No? Just what do you have for brunch?
Fucking leave people alone. What are you doing about Palestine?
It was a guy for watch.
I can't hear it, so you have to tell me.
Okay. Pro-Palestine TikToker harasses random people eating a lunch in a restaurant in DC in unhinged video. He calls them mediocre white people and says not to eat at this establishment because it's owned by devilish white people.
Dude, I'm not gonna get into it. Just go.
About Palestine. Are you going over there to help? No, you're just being a fucking nuisance. Shut your mouth. How about that? How about you shut the fuck up?
Guys, look at this white man here. Sir, do you have a stance on Palestine? Sir, I say, sir. I say, sir.
Fuck off, mate. How about that? What a cockhead.
the first trans woman
cocky.
to have a successful uterus transplant.
I don't know. You can't see him.
Ovaries and eggs included.
See, you're getting a uterus transplant, meaning you want to have a baby?
And I want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion.
I've said it before, say it again. My thoughts on abortion, I think it's important. I think for some women, they don't want to have a baby and they shouldn't be forced to have a baby just because they have sex. But it should be well before 10 weeks before that fetus is viable. And it is a fetus, it is a human life.
Yep.
But on top of that, you shouldn't be celebrating it.
Nope,
Why are you celebrating it? That's
abortions.
fucking weird, mate. And as for you,
I think I usually
you want to be the first trans woman to have an abortion.
They should not be.
What a weird goal
or something.
My goals in life, I want to be a very
He's like,
successful
it is
comedian. I
a-
want to
he's
travel
like,
the world and
it's
sell out
a human
theaters.
life.
And I want to have a beautiful time with my family whilst I travel. I want them to be healthy and happy and loved. You want to get an abortion? What a weird fucking goal.
This is one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. But basically, the animals that show up on Clothes for Boys and Clothes for Girls are completely different.
Okay, let me guess. The boys' clothes have the mean animals and the girls' clothes have the lovely animals and the nice and the cute animals. And that means that men will always be over the top of women. The patriarchy continues.
For boys, the top animals that you're likely to find are sharks, the T-Rex, and wolves. And for girls, it's rabbits and llamas. And then sort of little animals like guinea pigs. And the key thing about these is that what you'll see on boys' clothes is predators, and what you see on girls' clothes is prey.
No, what you'll see on girls' clothes are cute little bunnies and lovely little creatures, and on boys' clothes you'll see a big fucking T-Rex with giant teeth. My 15-month-old had never seen a dinosaur before until we were at Kmart recently, and he saw a big scary T-Rex thing, and he went over and laughed at it and started playing with it. All right? Never seen dinosaurs. Never seen a big scary T-Rex, but he loved it. He was so excited. Some girls like T-Rexes too, and that's fucking fine. But do you really think that this is some sort of evil cabal of the patriarchy trying to indoctrinate these children into the belief that young boys have to be the predators? No, it's just because they like different things to girls, and there's nothing wrong with that.
The paparazzi really are everywhere.
What's this, Queer Planet?
Everything you were taught as a kid is wrong.
You make me wanna dance.
Gay penguins. Bisexual lions.
Shit.
Sex-changing clownfish.
This is a queer planet.
Gay waterfall.
Queerness has always existed. It's only in humans that we have such a stigma about it.
The idea of just having two fixed sexes is clearly out of style.
Okay. So animals have gay sex. Cool.
Mother Nature is pretty open-minded. Sex is not just for reproduction.
Just want to point out that some of these animals eat their own young. You know, that's fine that they have sex with the same sex. That's fine. I think it's fine with humans too. Good fucking on you.
It's dominance.
Why are you comparing this? What are you doing? Why is this a thing?
Rarely.
Should we then have what they also do? Like bears. There was a story about a lady who had a period in the woods, slept in a tent. She woke up with a bear eating her vagina. Not eating like sexually, no, eating her alive through her bleeding vag. That's the wilderness. That's nature.
These
Okay?
people, they have no
Now you might want to say, hey, everyone's queer out there in nature, and it's completely fine to do it in the human race. And it is. It's great. Wonderful. Queer up. Good fucking on you. Just remember that nature isn't always a great way to set your morals.
Oh, there it is.
I got a period as a trans woman. If you have had your penis removed and you've had a vagina made, a fake hole, and it's bleeding, you should see someone about that. That sounds like a complication. Maybe you've got an infection. Don't celebrate it. Get off TikTok now. Daily reminder not to marry a liberal woman. What is this? Oh, it's an anti-Trump rally.
Oh my God.
So they got waving Trump flags and these liberal women are coming up. Wow. This looks like an audition for The Walking Dead. Fuck. These are the people voting for John.
He said it looks like a version of The Walking Dead. And it did.
Joe
Biden.
Biden, by the way. Just putting that out there. Oh.
Oh, God.
You got a lot of hair there, lady. But also, I mean, obviously it'd be, you know what? I'm going to be polite. That's the most attractive thing that I've ever seen. Vote for Joe Biden. Okay, fuck you. That's enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why don't you subscribe? Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Come and see me live all over the world. And I'll see you very soon. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.
How did it get out of hand? It's because, as my wife was saying, you know, it's all because of the government. They want to control people more, and what better way to do it than through the people?
Yeah, like, I mean, it's just keep them simple, keep them mindless, keep
Yeah.
them arguing about things that absolutely have no value. Keep them
And
distracted
we
from
just saw
everything.
something on depopulation too.
Also, Elon Musk. And
Yeah, and they were talking about the trans, and it's, you know, it's what do you call it? You know, like the process of cutting it off.
Mutilation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
mutilation.
It's mutilation, right?
Yeah, mutilation of the male
Yeah.
to make sure they can't reproduce anymore.
Right. Sterilization
Sterilization
of the female. So that
I mean, they make it so that they control every area of who is going to, populate the earth.
Right, and sell you the Kool-Aid that this world would be okay without us, that we're not supposed to be here, and that we're bad for the environment. Like, honestly, if we're not supposed to be here, we wouldn't be here.
No, Mother Nature would take care of the problem.
Find a way. And
yeah.
I mean, if we're not supposed to be here in the future, she'll find a way. You know, you need to breed better people that are more conscious of those sorts of things instead of just living selfishly for this life and, like, not contributing to it. You know, it's just screw everybody else that's here, just screw their offspring and say, oh, well, and not breed good people.
Exactly. I mean, just look at the politics in general right now. The guy that we have in office right now is completely dementia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so terrible. I mean, you see it.
I'm not saying that from a political standpoint. It's just
No.
like from a human standpoint. It's
Yeah.
From humanity and use. It's like, this is so wrong.
But yet the government will do it because they can control him.
Yeah.
And they get to say just what is going to happen next.
Right.
You know, but unfortunately, they had to slip up with the debate that everybody saw. There was no denying it. And so they had to have him step down. So, that's so far what we have. We got another one. Let's see. This is...
What is it coming for? I'm interviewing. There's a protest. What are you interviewing?
Man acts tough and instantly regrets it when security steps in. What is this one? Rebel News?
Rebel News? No, it's Sim Saver.
Okay, this is Sim Saver.
He must have gotten it from
Rebel News, yeah. Alright, so let's go on to Sim Saver.
What are you doing here? What am I doing? I'm fucking having dinner here. Yes, screaming at me, mate. Really? Because did anyone want to talk to you at all? Did anyone want to talk to you at all? All right, mate, you're so Did anyone want to talk? The virus. Stand back. Hit me again, mate. Stand back. Hit me again. Stand back. Hit me again, you fucking... Stand back. You were not to touch him. And what are you to touch me? You were to touch me. You were not to touch him. Keep your distance. Keep your distance. I'm sitting in a fucking... Keep your distance. He didn't do anything. No. Keep your distance. He didn't do anything. Don't. There we go. Come. They raise their hands and then they complain about assault.
Is it funny how they're always the victims at the end?
That security guard was doing about 30%. I think if he went 100%, that guy would have got sent into a new postcode. And these idiots always act tough. They pick a fight, and then when they get one, they shit themselves. I think we needed a touch me again counter, because that guy said it about 100 times. What was it? The 17th time? If you touch me this time, there's going to be trouble. Like, mate, Drop the bullshit. You don't want to fight. Screaming, insulting, and then physically attacking them, and then playing the victim? Yeah, that's wild. And shout out to that security guard. 10 out of 10 service right there. So pretty much when...
And it's like all these people, they always will get in your face and be as loud as they can just to try to make up for the fact that they won't do anything else.
Yeah.
The tough guy act wasn't working anymore, he reverted to plan B. And that was to be a victim. The classic.
Have respect for her. Me the same way. No. That's a female. So what? Have respect for her. You said I like her. And she got me too. No, you have respect for her. But she got me too. She don't too. Okay. She's my friend. I'm not gonna let this shit happen. No, you don't have. Okay, I'm not gonna let that shit happen. I'm telling you. You told me. Okay. I'm telling you. You talk with her, you talk with me. I talk with you. Okay? You talk to me, we'll go outside. You told me, we go outside and talk to me. I'm not going to talk you. You talk to me and you say what happened. Nothing but a piece of shit. Let me know if he talk to you. Let me know if he talk to you. Talk to her. I mean, you got to talk to me. Don't come near her. I mean, I'm going to be here now. I'm going to work out. I'm going to work out. So I'm going to use it? No, you're not going to use it. Why not? Because I want to work out. Why not? Because you say so? Because I said something. Who are you? Don't worry about her. Oh, you think that you're better than me? I'm telling you. Oh, you think I'm better than me now? I'm going to work out with you. You bigger than me? I'm going to work out with you. You're not going to be bigger than me? You think you're better than me? Don't tell me, my friend. Don't tell me. You're going to go off. Oh, wait.
I just think don't worry about it.
He's taking advantage on her.
You were yelling at me. I told you don't yell at me. And
He's yelling at her.
You're talking shit
He's taking advantage of her.
I understand you. You were talking all that stuff in Spanish.
No, I'm watching you. I'm watching you too. I'm watching you too. Not because you're bigger than me. I'm not about bigger. Trust me. I don't care what you say, my friend. I don't care if you're going to do it. If we talk to you, I'm going to be here.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. So the caption of this video is, guy in the black shirt was yelling at me to move my things and yelled at me to move out the way twice. I had my headphones on. And there were 6 other free pull-up machines near him, so I told him to ask me nicely to move my things instead of just pointing at my things, and he said I was crazy. Thankfully, the guy in the white shirt saw it all and backed me up. That's the thing with social media. You don't always know what's true and what isn't, but if that's true, what the caption says, then fair play to the guy in the white backing the girl up. You know, we see a lot of toxic gym videos, you know, so this is where the gym community comes together and looks out for one another. Pretty much the guy in the white saw the guy in the black acting like a dickhead towards this woman, and he jumped in and backed her up. So fair play to him for that one.
Oh, look at this.
Stop it. Get some help.
Nah.
I don't know where this shop is in the world, but fair play to the people that run it. They've got a serious crackhead problem. It's kind of funny watching him run away, though. He was running like he'd shit his pants.
I teach the adult boxing class Tuesday and Thursday nights, and I was teaching my class. I was the odd man out, so I was like just hitting the bag. I'm hitting the bag, and then this guy walks in with his girlfriend, and then he proceeds to go, "I would beat you the f down." And I was like, "Well, you put some gloves on, and then we can go in the ring if you want." He takes off his shirt and he does like 2 push-ups.
Wait. Did you just say he did push-ups?
He did like 2 push-ups.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
he's
he took
ready
his
now.
shirt off,
Okay,
did
okay.
2 push-ups.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
There seems to be a thing where people watch, you know, Fight Night or Anthony Joshua for a couple of hours on the TV. They head to their local boxing gym and think they can take on some of the coaches. I'm talking from experience. When I was coaching, there was a few lads who would come in. I know they've played Fight Night on the PlayStation for a couple of days, and they've offered me out, and you got to give these donuts a taste of that reality pie. Goes a long way.
I don't think he has it in him to choke me out. How much do you weigh? 125. See, I'm 200 pounds right now. He's not choking me out. Come on.
Oh, take your glasses off. Let's see what you got.
See if you got it.
He gonna choke you out? No, you better watch out.
Oh, we take on it? Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's how it goes, man.
Oh, that was real. Wait a minute.
He straight up got on you like a spider monkey.
Hey, bro, it's fast. Hey, man, that was fast as hell. I wanted to fake that, but that was 100% real. I felt real life danger.
They focus more on the ribs than on the neck because they want to relieve the pressure here. So they drop their hands a little bit and you get the choke like that.
But you started to crush my Adam's apple.
Crazy.
I felt my Adam's apple going in when you start putting pressure. Stop.
I think this is what people are trying to tell Bradley Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta reshow this. Okay, watch.
How much do you weigh? See, I'm 200 pounds right now. You're not choking me out. Come on. You might want to take your glasses off.
Take your glasses off. Let's see what you got.
See if you got it.
He gonna choke you out? Now you better watch out.
Oh, we take on it? Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
Just bam.
That's exactly what you did.
Yep.
Hey, that was real. Wait a minute.
I mean, the guy takes it well.
He straight up got on you like a spider monkey.
Hey, bro, it's fast. Hey, man, that was fast as hell. I wanted to fake that, but that was 100% real. I felt real life danger.
They focus more on the ribs than on the neck because they want to relieve the pressure here. So they drop their hands a little bit and you get the choke like that.
But you started to crush my Adam's apple on one of them. I felt my Adam's apple going in when you start putting pressure. Stop.
I think this is what people are trying to tell Bradley Martin, you know, that being 260 and not knowing anything about combat sports isn't enough to beat someone who's knowledgeable in that field. Because as you just saw in the video, that guy, you know, got him to tap in under 10 seconds. Don't get me wrong, size is a beneficial factor, but if you don't know how to use it, then it's pretty much no good, mate.
See? He's ass. What about you? You missed. Ain't no time out. Go. Ain't no time out. You say he's ass, right? You say he's ass, right? You said he's ass, right?
I can tell by the.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Who's like one UFC?
It's like I can tell right away with the guy that the guy swung. You can tell how fake that was.
Fighter you think can beat up if you had a full camp to prepare?
All right, so and I'm being honest here. It is 100% Alex Pereira because that guy is and if anyone knows how to wrestle against him, I'm a collegiate wrestler. If anyone knows how to wrestle against him, it's over. I understand he can knock you out with any of the punches, but if you looked at people that try to take him down, people take him down with ease because he doesn't know anything about wrestling, and he won't be the champ much longer at 205 if he gets a wrestler in there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, mate. If you don't know who Alex Pereira is, he's one of the best fighters in the world right now in the UFC. He's not had a lot of fights, but he's got a very good resume already. And I believe he's got one of the hardest, if not the hardest, recorded punch of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Bro. Bro.
So I'm not too sure about this guy beating him. I mean, people who get hit by Alex, they take naps for weeks. Maybe I'm just being biased because Alex is my favorite fighter in the UFC right now. I even got a signed UFC glove from him. So that's actually going to go in that box, which is like a trophy cabinet. So my opinion could be biased, but I can't see anyone beating Alex right now, including this guy.
What an idiot.
What an absolute idiot. I don't know who's coaching this guy and who advocates for that behavior. Like, it's just annoying to watch, you know. And he walked straight onto that head kick. I bet that was a great feeling for the other guy, because I think I've actually watched this full fight before. He literally does that in the weigh-in, the build-up, when they're getting the gloves on, when he's walking out, everything. This guy was just acting like a complete idiot. When a humble guy, a good fighter, fights someone and they lose, if it's a good fight, it's a good fight. I think the loser is still appreciated just as much as the winner. But when you got an idiot acting like this, it's just comedy at that point.
That was good.
Why do I always feel like crying?
It doesn't take much for some folks to go through
Alright,
a full-on
so
mental
on to Clownfish,
breakdown.
the last one,
Like
right?
our first clip of the day, sometimes all it takes is using the incorrect pronouns.
Call me sir, god damn it.
As always, stick around to the end for the recap, this week's woke news, and much, much more.
Here, it's like every single day, you guys, and this is what I complain about all the time.
Here we go.
Yeah, your name's Alex, and I'm gonna be talking to your manager. This guy called me sir. I get this happens every day. Everywhere I go, I get called sir.
It is.
Why would you call a chick?
Yeah, this one.
Stop trying to gaslight trans people and tell us that we're crazy. Wait, what? Did you call me sir again?
Lord.
What was that? You said goodnight, sir? Alex, I'm gonna be talking to corporate about you, you motherfucker. You, okay? That's bullshit. You don't fucking harass trans people at work. Yeah, you did. And I'm walking out and you're like, have a good night, sir? What the fuck is that? No! You don't fucking do this to trans people. This is discrimination. No, this is discrimination. I'm fucking done with it.
We're fucking done professionally.
It's a slur. Do you not understand? It's like if you call the person of color the N-word.
Sure.
Cis people need to be held accountable for how they treat trans people.
You've got to do better.
Don't call me fucking bro.
Sup, bro? What, bro? Sup, bro?
Stop throwing slurs at me, you piece of shit.
Have a good night, sis.
No, you. I ain't your sis. I ain't your bro. You don't even know me.
Man, don't act like you know me.
This is transphobia.
We
Right here at the
you
top.
need to monitor the store, okay?
Yeah, you never heard blasphemy. You.
Now, harassing folks making close to minimum wage is honestly just sad. But a lot of service workers find themselves on the end of abuse from folks like this. Listen to how this next woman accuses her cashier of transphobia after her card declines.
Time here at Dollar General
All right,
doesn't want to leave because their card is declined because
my
of
card did not
insufficient
decline. It did not say insufficient funds. What did it say, ma'am? Did my card say insufficient funds, or did it say that your system's not working? No, I'm serious, because this isn't cool.
System's not working.
Anyway, this is not. It did not say insufficient funds, sir. What did it say? It said no checking account. What does that mean? It did not say insufficient funds. We're going back to your transphobia. What did you say to me, sir?
Wow.
You've given me a hard time here before at this place. What did you say to me? Keep filming, because it's going to be on here.
I mean, these people will call transphobia on everything. It's like you look at them. You're transphobic. Okay.
Cussed at me.
The Dollar General, too.
You're going to lose your job, sir. Have a good
Now, it seems the only card working around here is the victim card, because I couldn't spot anything remotely transphobic in their entire conversation. And next up are two more examples of folks playing the victim card expertly. Take a watch.
Transgender high school runner who won the Washington state title complained about lack of sportsmanship. Veronica Garcia said she was somewhat hurt that the fellow runners didn't congratulate her after the race and asked to remember she's just a teenager. She got up on the podium to boos from the crowd with one voice shouting she's not a girl.
You're a 2A girl, 400 meter dash.
Garcia won the final race a full second ahead the runner-up. Had the biologically male Garcia run with boys, she would have been 2.5 seconds behind the slowest time. Last month, a trans runner won a girls' track and field Oregon State title and was also booed by the crowd.
Yeah, the issue was that I was working from a frame that I just wasn't comfortable with, right? And so from there, I was a power lifter, right? Squat, bench, deadlift, training it weekly with 5 times, 6 times a week. Competing multiple times a year. USA Powerlifting had created this third category, this kind of open category for trans athletes, people like us. You're separating us from the main crowd of athletes. You're putting us in a position where we aren't really given a chance to truly thrive in the sport.
Now, what he's really trying to say is that he can't thrive without an unfair advantage. In other words, he's crying because he only wants to compete against biological women. Meanwhile, the first athlete who got upset because no one congratulated him should count himself lucky the race wasn't boycotted in the first place.
Yeah.
And next up, here's yet another man who's upset for absolutely no good reason.
I could identify as a lady with a beard. There's nothing you can do about that. Have a very good day.
Let's go.
Enjoy yourself with your crap and your taping.
Don't let them get you upset, David.
Oh, I'm not upset. I could identify.
This guy
as
was in a woman's change room.
You'd be identifying as an inmate if you get caught trying to pull that in most other countries. But if you thought that was annoying, here's yet another man who thinks he knows what it means to be a woman.
Today wasn't supposed to be a crying day. Why do I always feel like crying? Why do I always feel like crying? Don't do it, Dylan. Don't you dare. No!
Good dude, you're a man.
Now, I actually find it sad that he thinks this is what women do all day, although some folks will have mental breakdowns just to get some attention. And let's take one final look at what happens when society coddles people and even encourages people to be mentally unstable.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Why are you driving in the wrong way of traffic?
No, I just got changed around. I just moved here like 2 months ago.
Okay.
I just got changed around.
Okay. Do you understand what's going on though?
Yes.
You're going into oncoming traffic.
I know, and I just decided that it was better just to turn around and really quick.
Okay.
But I'm sorry. I just have like really bad social anxiety and stuff.
I get you.
I don't want to step out whenever you're
Wow.
asking for
I'm sorry, driving's the
stuff.
same.
Okay, we're past that. Just go ahead and step out.
As an Indigenous person.
It's an extended version of it. It's
Right back here, please. Miss Perry? Am I?
Well, I'm non-binary, so
Okay. What do you go by?
it's Kai.
How can I refer to you tonight? Kai? Okay. Hey, I'm smelling alcohol.
No.
How much have you consumed tonight?
Probably through drink.
I need to run you through some tests right now. Stand face.
I identify that I've had no drinks today. I had like a whole bottle of vodka, but I identify that I have had,
that I'm
I've had
not drunk.
none. So you can't get me on anything.
To me, please.
But I just want you to know that I also have very bad social anxiety.
You and me both.
Now, I'm pretty sure she covered every possible victim card there is, from social anxiety, being non-binary, being indigenous, all the way to her special pronouns. It's funny that she threw the entire book of liberal language at him and is still about to get arrested.
Okay.
Okay. Any recent head trauma, traumatic brain injuries, anything I need to know about?
Mental, yes.
Yep.
Focus on my finger, please.
I am. You're just like trying to intimidate me.
I don't know how I'm trying to do that. This is the test.
As you know, as an Indigenous person, and there's a bunch of going around. I'm sorry, but it's just
Every
we need to.
I'm
freaking
indigenous.
thing. Everything.
Yeah. You know, I identify as somebody that just got hit by a car.
Be on my toes.
I get you.
Can you remember that I told you that I'm non-binary?
Yeah, I'll try my hardest. I'll refer to you as Kai, right?
Yes.
Perfect. I need to know if you have any injuries or anything that would prevent you from doing a standard walk or turn tonight.
Mental health.
Any physical injuries?
Mental, yeah. No, I'm just
Any physical,
saying.
mental,
Okay.
yeah.
PTSD, depression, anxiety.
I get you.
What else you want?
Now with your right foot, place it in front of your left in a heel-to-toe touching manner with your arms by your side, just like this, ma'am.
Can you not call me ma'am, please?
I'm trying my hardest.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Try not to
It
laugh.
means a lot to me.
I'm trying my
I
hardest.
don't feel like a man, so
Okay.
it's kind of triggering.
Right foot in front of your left. Nope, go back.
I'm sorry, but the whole man thing just like
I apologize. Let's see if we can move forward from it. You have 0 questions?
no, but I just want to tell you that I suffer from really.
This officer's doing a very good job of trying to be cool within the situation given and not aggravate her more. But I mean, she's pulling every victim card possible
Yep.
at this one.
It's like there was at least 3 in a row.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see.
Can you please not call me ma'am?
There's non-binary and
Yeah.
social anxiety, and then what? Indigenous.
Yeah.
So there's a trifecta right there.
Exactly.
really bad anxiety, especially with generational trauma and PTSD around white people and cops. Like,
This one's almost done.
it's just.
I'm going to speak with you right over here, okay?
No.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and place your hands behind your back.
Don't, dude.
Don't make it hard.
Please.
Don't make it hard.
No,
No. You're going to get a resistance.
Dude,
You're going to get a resistance.
I don't.
Don't resist.
Don't.
Listen to me. Don't resist.
Don't. You're being
Come
a
here.
white man and
Come here.
don't.
There it is.
Followed all of your shit.
Oh my God, you're being white.
I've used that on you though.
This person you guys. You guys are scaring me.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Arrest me.
Yes, there is. It's called generational trauma.
Okay.
20 years ago, this would have been a
Generational trauma.
hilarious skit, but now it's a reality. Hats off to the policeman for being a true professional and keeping his sanity.
I know.
But this kind of nonsense is a direct result of people constantly indulging other people's delusions and catering to them. Nowadays, it's so normal to see mental breakdowns on social media and real life over the most insignificant things, from being misgendered at a pizza parlor to having your credit card declined to simply existing in your world of fantasy. Some folks will never run out of excuses to have a mental breakdown, and it doesn't look like that'll change anytime soon. Now, one piece of news to end off on a positive note. A powerlifting coach recently got revenge on a pretty arrogant trans weightlifter, much like the trans athletes we saw earlier. Avi Silverberg, the head coach for Canada's powerlifting team, had been coaching for a decade and was frustrated as he kept watching his students losing to a trans powerlifter named Anne Andres. Anne had set a bench press record of 275 pounds and was mocking Avi's students for having a weak bench press. In order to get back at Anne, Avi decided to identify and compete as a female and set his pronouns to whatever lets me win. While Anne watched closely, Avi started off by benching a new record of 320 pounds with ease, and followed up with another record of 369 pounds. Now, unsurprisingly, Anne was furious and called Avi a coward with malicious intent, but whatever lets me win's record is still in the books today. And it's hilarious to me that Anne ended up getting a taste of her own medicine.
Yeah.
Just goes to show there are always ways to stand up against the nonsensical woke ideology. As always, thanks for supporting this channel, and I'll see you all next week.
That was really good, though. I like that he did that.
Yeah.
You know, he stood up for his women and said, all right, watch this.
It's kind of what we were talking about in the chat too, was like, you know, we gotta like start standing up and, you know, calling these people out, and people are so afraid to offend, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, don't be afraid, just bring the truth. YouTubers have like a big broad range that they can like communicate with people, so just keep chipping away at it, and
Exactly.
and then you'll maybe inspire more people to do it. And
That's what we're trying to do, you know.
exactly.
Okay. Weird or not, guys, I've been diagnosed with other specified trauma disorders, so it saddens me that these people maybe misdiagnose themselves just to avoid accountability at most.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's really unfortunate. People suffer. I mean,
Well, I mean, the doctors, you know, they make money by prescribing stuff.
right.
So, of course, they're going to try to find anything
Right.
to allow these people to go on and, you know, and their delusions.
What's even worse is most people now are just self-diagnosed, and you have the invention of like WebMD, and you have the invention of like, you know, the
Telemed.
And so
right?
they just go and telemed services. So you just like meet with somebody over the internet and you say,
Yep.
oh, these are my symptoms, and then they're like, yep, this is what you have. You're definitely
Yeah, you're right. So we're going to prescribe you all these pills.
You know, people like Sancho, and you know they suffer.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we have our generational traumas. We suffer. You
Yeah.
know, all of life is suffering.
It is. It's just how you come across it and deal with it.
Make meaning of your suffering.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
All right, we got to the end of this one. Thank you for another great one. Friday we have what up?
What? I don't have anything.
We were talking about one today.
Oh yeah, let me think. I think the one, it was the preacher clips, right?
Yeah.
So it was. I don't remember what it was about though.
We've either got that, or we can try to find the Elon and Jordan Peterson conversation and go over that.
A couple of those. Yeah, we'll find something like.
Yeah,
that.
we'll find some good stuff and do a good one on Friday. So, thank you, Sancho. Always glad to have you here.
Be blessed. Rest well.
And we'll be back Friday. So, I mean, unless we get power knocked out from this fire, which is always possible, but we'll try to post and let you guys know because we got a generator, so we'll be able to periodically be on. So take it easy, and we will see you guys a different day.
You were gonna forget again, were you?
No. I was waiting for you.
Did you go?
I should have. End.
There you go.